Welcome to The Buzz, where we bring you leaders in dental education discussing hot topic courses and industry trends. I'm your host, Vanessa Emerson, founder of Dental Speakers Bureau, and today I'm interviewing Penny Reed. Thanks for being here, Penny.
Thank you for having me, Vanessa.
Penny is a dental practice speaker, coach, and author of the book, Growing Your Dental Business. As a result of her work, participants and clients share that their team is more energized, more productive, and takes more ownership of their roles and responsibilities in achieving results. We're going to be speaking about Penny's courses in general. Penny, I would love if you could get us started by helping us understand what is the topic area in which you speak.
Okay. So I'm super excited. I would say the umbrella of all of it, even though it is also a course title, is really about growing your dental business. And I'll start, it really goes along with the book by that title. And so part of growing your practice is the systems. Part of growing your practice is getting the team on board, right? As far as the getting them on board and getting them involved. And really where that centers in is culture. Mm-hmm. So I have 6 programs, but they really fall under those 3 categories. So the culture piece, the systems, and then accelerators. The accelerators that I talk about really do involve the team. So those center around case presentation as well as marketing, the internal marketing part. Because one without the other, I once had a client ask me, a prospective client, he said, so what's more important? Is it that I know the systems or that I have the team in place to do the systems? And I'm like, well, really can't have one without the other. And so my programs, each individual program, I always have the thought process in mind that, okay, I need to teach them what to do. But if I don't help close that gap, the implementation gap between them learning the system and being able to go back and getting it done, right, then they just had a really great time and they came to the meeting and they weren't able to go back and invest their skills and get a great return on investment. So each program also has simple strategies. Just like I cover in my book, there are 5 keys to grow your practice by 25%. There's 5, not 50, but small measurable ways that are simple that people are like, oh, we can totally do that. You know, I don't want them to be overwhelmed. I want them to be fired up and have a plan that they can go back and implement and say, wow, what a great meeting.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've given us the 3 major areas that your courses fall into, and that was culture, systems, and like growth and numbers, that sort of thing. Can you tell us more about what is the experience of attending a Penny Reed course? What would we expect?
So I would say you can expect to be engaged. You can expect for there to be some maybe unexpected moments. Because I tell everyone this, I am not the best meeting attendee. I'm a terrible meeting attendee. In other words, beyond 30 minutes, I'm ready. I'm wiggling, right? I'm the chair wiggler. It's not that I don't like what you have to say, but it's really hard for me to pay attention for long periods of time. So I am always looking to tweak my programs so that I can keep the Penny Reeds in the room that are participating in the meeting engaged, that they're not nodding off, even if it's a full day program, right, where I've got one part in the morning and one in the afternoon, structuring it. The best time to do math is not normally after lunch, right? So the structure of the program, the shifting of the topics, just to really keep someone like me interested, awake, and involved.
So I hear them, we're doing some workshopping, we're working with the materials, where your level of interaction is more than just asking questions and answering questions. It's really more about having them working with that material.
Correct. I will have them work with the material depending on the dynamics of the room. I may even have them work a little bit with a buddy, right, with a partner. So if they've got team members that they came with, that's great. If not, they make a friend, right? And just the interaction that they can have with each other, they wind up learning just as much from that other person, or they think, wow, we're not the only one that has this issue, or we can totally solve this issue because listen to what this other group did. So there's different levels of involvement, and I'm really big into practice. So if you think about the culture topics, and one of those specifically, the coachable, capable, and unstoppable dental team, if I'm really coachable, I don't use the words role play, right? Role play just freaks everybody out, right? You say, let's role play, right? My hands start to sweat, their hands start to sweat. People are looking for the nearest exit. But we practice things all the time, right? I think I'll try this new recipe, I'll practice it. If I'm taking up golf, I'll go and I'll practice it. If I'm on a basketball team, I'll practice it. If I'm in band, I'll practice my instrument. So really conditioning them to think differently, because we've got to practice if we're going to get better. And the time to practice is not when they're on stage with their patients, when they get, back in the office. So we practice as many things as we can, depending on the dynamics of the program, so that they can, oh, it's like, that wasn't so bad. And we can do that when we get back in the office.
Thank you. Thanks for explaining that. So next question is that to reiterate back to you, it sounds to me like these courses, I mean, it's pretty big and broad and expansive. It covers so much in the realm of practice management and leadership and communications and the accounting aspect and everything. It sounds to me like you could probably do a little mix and matching as a meeting
Absolutely.
plan. Who might come in on like a little of this and a little of that. It sounds like you could do a good job of customizing.
Absolutely. So it's funny that you brought that up. Next month, I'm doing a program for a university that has an end of summer meeting at the beach. And I had the privilege of speaking for them a couple of years ago. And they said, we want to have you back. It's like, what have you got now? Right? What new topics now? And so when they looked through the list, they said, we want driving case acceptance, be more like Disney, less like the IRS. But we also love the coachable, capable, unstoppable dental team. They said, can you do both? And I said, yes. So it's a half day, and we've broken it down to where, and really even structured it, because if I'm really being coachable, then I can practice different things in how I'm presenting treatment, talking to patients. So you can definitely tie them together. And that does it's like, oh, I can't pick. Well, as long as we've got more than an hour, right, we're able to, we can pull them together and make them work well together in most cases.
Great. And that will help you be able to really work with whatever the audience is as well. If it's doctors only, team members only, or certain segments of that population. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's awesome. Well, before we wrap up, Penny, is there anything else that would be important for the meeting planner to know about working with Penny or working with your topics?
So I try to be, again, just like I do with I try to think of how the audience feels for the meeting planner. I do my best to be easygoing, right? I want to find out what's important to you, what the parameters are for the meeting. I'm coachable, right? And I try to be as flexible as possible because, hey, as the meeting planner, you love it when things go exactly the way that you want them to. But let's face it, you're in a hotel or a different facility. So I'm really not high maintenance, right? I promise. Vanessa knows me. We've been friends, not a high maintenance person. But the other part would be that I'm very passionate, not just about sharing information, but I'm just always on a quest for how do I, again, help the audience members close that gap. I don't just want them to have new information. I want them to be able to put it in action. So that's just a little bit more about me, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to work with you guys.
Oh, that sounds great. Penny, thank you so much for being here and sharing about your courses. To learn more about Penny's courses, please visit dentalspeakersbureau.com, where you can find her listed under Penny Reed. Her contact information is there, or you can reach out to me, info@dentalspeakersbureau.com. I'd be happy to connect you. So thanks again for tuning in to this episode of The Buzz, and until next time, be well.